Hello YouTube, this is Naman. Welcome to my channel, Draman. Jack of all, master of none. Today I'm going to do two things at once. I'm going to do a Stephen King related video tag and into a contest at the same time. Now the tag, as far as I'm concerned, has started from Beth of Redrum Records. She used to be B-Side Records. Redrum Records, I think that's it. And the contest is from Jack Kempin. Now I'm combining the two because Jack Kempin's question, the question in his contest is item number 3 in this video tag. He has video tag has 10 questions. Also, if I do win a contest from Jeff, if he enters this contest and I do win it, then I want that winning to go to Beth from Beth from Region Records. Because I think that, Jeff Kempin and Beth is they're more diehard Stephen King fan than I am. I'm pretty diehard fan of Stephen King myself, but I think they are even. And I think Beth, when she get that Shining book from Jeff, I think she'll make video out of it, and I think I'm gonna enjoy that. So, please, Jeff, if I do win, give it to Beth. If I don't win, of course, then it's moot. Now, on Jeff's contest, I'm just gonna answer question number 3, and then I think the only thing that is required of me is explain why I like Stephen King's story. That's my favorite story and why I like it. So that's in question number 3. So I'm gonna start question. I got 10 questions in here, and I'm gonna answer them. Yeah. So 10 questions are: do you like Stephen King? That's the number 1 question. Duh. Why would I do this video if I didn't like the man? Okay. Yes, I like him. I read his books. I got Stephen King related books, comic books, movies, Audible books on cassette tapes, Audible books on online at Audible. Did I say that right? Audiobooks. Audible is the company, right? A lot of my books are right now in boxes because I'm in the process of cleaning my room out. It's really mess over that way. Question number 2. How and when did you discover The King? What age? First book or movie? I knew about Stephen King since my teen years when the movie Carrie came out. I got turned off by that movie. My friend Danny, he fell in love with that movie. He fell in love with everything that Stephen King did. You know, he would watch everything that Stephen King related movies, read everything that Stephen King wrote. Me, I said, yeah, I didn't like all that cruelty that was going on in that Carrie movie. I'm not even talking about her killing people. I'm talking about, the prank these kids did against her. Pig's blood on her prom dress. That was just horrible, horrible thing to do to the girl, and showing that she's not included in the group. That's just too much of a cruelty in a story. So I didn't. But about 20 years ago, another friend of mine, Rusty, he was a Stephen King fan. He goes, "How come you don't read Stephen King novels?" And I say, "I don't like horror stories." And he goes, "Do you like fantasy?" And I say, "Yeah, I like fantasy, like Hobbits, Lord of the Rings, and whatnot." He goes, "Why don't you read this book?" He handed me this book called The Eye of the Dragon. I read that. One setting too. And I said, wow, this guy really knows how to develop a character. He's really a great storyteller. It's a shame that he only tells horror stories. That I thought at first. And I said, oh, actually, he's writing this kind of stuff. And so I asked my friend, hey, what other novel would you recommend? And that's not horror story, like Carrie. And he goes, why don't you read The Stand? And I said, okay. Wow, that's a long book. I said, well, okay. You know, on my road trip, I'm going to listen to him on my audio cassette. I bought the audio cassette, the whole book. At the time, I think it was like $39.99. Anyway, I bought the cassette. On my road trip, I read it. I mean, listened to it. And I said, wow. I had to read it again. I mean, I said, wow. That was a cool story, cool storytelling. I became a Stephen King fan ever since then. I will even read his so-called horror story. I mean, I would even read Carrie if I had it available, or Pet Sematary. That's another thing. I would not want to watch the Pet Sematary, for instance, or It. But his book I will read. I know The Shining was done really good, and some of his movies are done really good. But you know, if it's done too good, it's too scary. If it's not to the book standard, I will be disappointed in the movie anyway. So, yeah. Question number 3. Overall favorite book or story? If you can narrow it down to the top 3, that's fine. And for the contest, explain why you like it. I get to choose 3, top 3? Well, for the thread, I get to choose top 3, but for the contest, 1. Anyway, here's my top 3 first. Okay, no particular order. Stand By Me, the Shawshank Redemption, and Drawing of the Three. Now, for the contest, I gotta choose top one of these. I'm gonna go ahead and choose the Drawing of the Three. I love these guys, these stories, but actually they don't have a hard copy of these guys on a book. I think they come under, these are not novella, one of 2 of 4 stories on a, what's that, 4 season? No, different season. Yeah, different season. Yeah, I don't have that book. I have to get that eventually, but I don't have a hard copy. And I do have a hard copy of this on a cassette, this on a Audible books, this on a hard copy also somewhere. I'm a Dark Tower fan, Dark Tower series. So yeah. And out of the series, this is my favorite book. It's a origin story for 2 of my favorite characters, Odetta, Susanna. By the way, that's one character, one person with a multiple personality, and Eddie Dean. The main character is Roland Deschain, but I like Eddie Dean and Susanna more than Roland, and their origin stories are in here, and you know the concept of opening door to new universe, different time, different different dimension. Opening a door into those kind of things are not new, but I just love the way Stephen King did it in this book. And yeah, it's just how he tells stories is amazing, that you could actually visualize the things he could tell. And it's very strange, you know, at first it's hard to understand what's going on, but once you understand what's going on, you go, oh shoot, that's what he's describing, you know. And I just love this book. and so I'm going to choose that as my number one, and I think I satisfied the contest, Jeff. Right? Question number 4. Favorite film adaptation. Favorite film adaptation. That one's really easy. Shawshank Redemption. Honestly, I didn't know this was a Stephen King's novel for a long, long time, until probably 20 years ago. And I still, I loved this movie before I even knew about Stephen King writing a book for this. I think it was called Rita Hayworth's. Yeah, I just explained that it was part of the four different seasons. Yeah, Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption. The movie was excellent. The book wasn't much different from the movie, to my surprise. Anyway, I thought this was excellent. And if someone asked me what is your favorite movie, I would say Shawshank Redemption. And so favorite adaptation, easy answer. Stand By Me come close, but it's still easier for me to say this for me. Question number 5. Least favorite film adaptation. Bonus question is thoughts on Maximum Overdrive. Love it, hate it. Much as I'm a Dark Tower fan, Dark Tower series fan, the least favorite movie for me is Dark Tower, starring Idris Elba. When they first announced that Idris Elba was going to be Roland Deschain, that's a race swap. I said, "Oh man, you know what? You know what that means? They're not going to do my favorite book." I like Idris Elba. I like him as a movie star. I love his portrayal of was it a gatekeeper in Thor movies? I mean, he's cool actor. But him playing Roland Deschain, it ruins this story for me. Roland is from Western like universe, gunslinger kind of universe, mixed with medieval type of universe. He's basically a prince, not prince in a knight armor with the sword, a prince with a revolver, not a knight but gunslinger. So that's his background. He's a white dude, right? Prince, white dude, all the privilege in the world, and his privilege has been taken away by the men in black. And in this book, two of my favorite characters, Susanna and Eddie Dean. Susanna is a black lady. She went through all kind of racial hate in her lifetime. She was a victim of a racial hate. And she has conflict with Roland as her leader, Roland as her captain in their cadet. Yeah. So that's a major part of this book, and race swapping Roland into black dude takes away this story. So yeah, that's why I didn't. And I watched the movie and I said, So it's not because that's the worst movie of all the Stephen King's movie, but because I like Dark Tower so much that I was so disappointed in that one. Yeah. As far as the Maximum Overdrive on bonus thoughts, what it says, love it or hate it. You know what? What's worse than hated? Disinterest. It didn't interest me when I was a teen. When I saw that movie coming out on those previews, it interested my friend Danny, but not me. and, and I'm not interested now watching it. So it's just that's my thought on the Maximum Overdrive. I don't think no one can convince me that's going to be a good movie. Question number 6. A book story that should be adapted that hasn't yet. Another easy question for me to answer. I think this should be adapted into a movie. Yep, ahead of the first book in the series. I have a feeling that I'm going to explain that in my next question answer. Question number 7. One of his films / TV adaptations that could use a do-over. Yeah. Dark Tower movie should be redone with this book, starting with this book, in my opinion. I think this book could be easily, this book and perhaps book number 3, those 2 books could easily be 3 movies. And there's a lot of flashback going on in these series to define the main person, the Roland Deschain, the gunslinger. So this book and next book could be really about drawing up the 3 of my favorite characters, even including Roland, Eddie, Susanna, and Jake. 3 characters that Roland get to draw between these 2 books and recruit, like for his quartet. I think that's like quartet, not cadet, quartet. Like a team, group of people that he gathers to save the universe, save the world, like Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Magnificent Seven, Seven Samurai, those guys, quartet. So he's drawing 2 of those guys from in this book, and he draws the 3rd guy, Jake, on the 3rd book. And the book 1 could be all the flashback in between those 3 movies, better defining Roland, the main character. And I think that's how it should be done, rather than starting out with the first book as a first movie. Start out this as a first movie where Roland is gathering his quartet, and his backstory could be told with the flashbacks. Yeah. Do it, Hollywood. Question number 8. A character, book / movie that you most relate to? I think I mostly relate to weak characters in Stephen King's stories. Not these strong characters. Not like him, or even Morgan Freeman. Are these characters? I'll probably be this character, and I consider, like, for instance, Carrie as a weak character, person who's not included, and then because they push her too far, that she show her weakness by just killing him. By to me, that's a weak character. The Stan had that kind of character. That I forgot his name. Harold. He had some great ideas. He made things happen for his quartet, right? I mean, he made things happen for his group of people. He come out with some good ideas and stuff. But because he got rejected, because he wasn't included, by a girl, he turns. That's, to me, is weak. Maybe, I relate to those kind of characters more because they are more realistic to me, you know. And I wonder about myself, if something pushed me over too much, would I turn, There's, imagine me being these strong characters. It's I don't know. I just cannot imagine me being, I never been tested. So I like to think that could be those strong characters, but I relate more to those weak characters that could always turn. And then ask for forgiveness, Yeah, yeah, that's my question. Number 9. A character that you love to hate. Character you love to hate. I told you I was a Dark Tower series fan. Men in Black. And Men in Black is in all throughout his books, even in the Dragon, or the Eye of the Dragon. Men in Black is everywhere in his books. So I would say character that you love to hate is Men in Black because he's almost everywhere in Stephen King's novels, stories. Question number 10. A newbie's guide to King. Where to begin? It really depends on who the newbie is. For instance, I thought Stephen King was just about horror story. So I didn't pay attention to him for over 20 years, because 30, 40 years is when I first saw Carrie, so 76, yeah. So, yeah. So tell them that Stephen King is not just about horror. Or if, also if you know the genre they love, tell them Stephen King is not a one genre man. He's not just about horror. He's not just about love story. He's not just about Western. He's not just about science fiction. He's not just about fantasy. He writes about them all, right? And he's not a prolific writer just because he just writes about one thing over and over again, like some of these Western stories or these love story novels, or he writes about everything. He's not defined by one genre. Like people, we're not defined by one genre, right? We're not defined by just collecting vinyl records or just collecting comic books or just doing the bonsai videos or whatnot. That's not how we are defined. And just like us, Stephen King is about a lot of different genres. And I don't think he should be pigeonholed into one genre. Let them know he probably writes about whatever you like too, That's how I will stay. If they're a reader, make sure that they know he's a writer. He's a great writer. He develops his characters and he tells a great story. If they're a reader. If they're not a reader, maybe get them to start with these short books. The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, Biting the Bullet, maybe get them to start with watching these great movies and make sure they know that these are based on his books, Dead Zone, Green Miles, all those movies, that Shining, great movie. Too scary for me, but great movie. I mean, don't tell them about don't start them with the Maximum Overdrive. No, I don't know if you should start them with the Stan either. I mean, once you got them into certain books, then introduce them to the bigger ones like Stan, It, and whatnot. Yeah, that's my thought. Well, I guess that's it. Till next time. I'm out.